Morning, Americans, patriots, Christian brothers alike. How you doing? Well, yesterday's press conference with Trump and I'm trying to remember the organization, the National Organization of Black Journalists. I'm just going to call it that. What a disaster that turned out to be for the media itself. I mean, good for Trump for standing up for himself. I mean, first he calls him out for being 35 minutes late, having faulty equipment, and most of all, apparently either Joe Biden or Kamala Harris were supposed to be there, and neither one of them showed up. Which means this was another lame setup, because we know Biden couldn't handle a debate. He's not going to go one-on-one with Trump again, and it wasn't going to happen. But a so-called supposed assumption nominee Kamala Harris wasn't there either. You know why? Because she can't defend her record. She can't defend Joe Biden's record. And right now, the media is trying to prop her up into something that she isn't. Her record is her record. Biden's record is his record. And she's under the Biden administration right now. She can't defend either one of them. So what does the media do? They try to do a hit job on Trump. You know what? Good for Trump. He stood up for himself yesterday. He didn't take their crap. And it started out with the first question. Very nasty, very condescending. And Trump was right about one thing. They would never talk to Joe Biden or Kamala Harris that way. And we know that for a fact. They would kiss their ass. Oh, I'm in awe of you sitting in front of you right now. We've seen that before, the old CNN report, as far as Kamala Harris goes. But for all the left to say, oh, he just lost the black vote. He just lost the black vote. Listen, the hardcore Democrat black is going to vote for the Democrat nominee anyway. All right, let's be honest. And a lot of blacks out there, especially the men, that said, even with Kamala Harris running, especially with Kamala Harris running, they're voting for Trump. The thing yesterday was to get most of them back on the Kamala Harris side. And did it work? No, it's not going to work. Because Trump stood his ground. He defended what he did. He's defended what he said. He's also repeatedly done what he's done for the black community. So this is not going to swing anything. If anything, they probably reinforce the blacks who will vote for Trump that much more. Kamala Harris's record as a district attorney is what it is. You can't change it. You can't erase it. Because all you got to do is get a FOIA request and look up her record. Same thing as Attorney General. Trying to hold men past their sentence, putting men in for marijuana, which, back in the 1980s seemed like the right thing to do, but as someone who was in law enforcement, we don't want to be bothered with someone with marijuana. I mean, yeah, it stinks. Yeah, it makes you very laid back. Yeah, it's depressing, but, it sells alcohol. Try to withhold evidence to get a man off death row. And you heard his story, how she laughed when she turned back and looked at him. Her record is her record, and she can't run on it. So she's desperately depending on the media to prop her up and cover her up and give her a lot of balloons and party favors to cover it up. It's not going to work. This is not 1985 or 1975. It's 2024. You could look up anywhere, anything. And if Google wants to hide it, there are other search engines out there. And there are plenty of truthers reporting this stuff. So, and they call Trump a racist. And hey, well, we get this. Trump was right about another thing. Kamala Harris was Indian all the way until it became convenient to call herself a black person. A rumor going around saying that Kamala Harris, and her father aren't talking because Her father, who is a professor at Stanford University, I believe, they're saying they're trying to cover this up too, is mad at her because she rejected the Jamaican side of her family until she ran for president, and it became convenient for her to be black. Still looking for confirmation on that one, but being that Willie Brown eventually got rid of her because even he said she was too dangerous, I wouldn't put it past her. She's an opportunist. And Trump was right. She was never black until she ran for president. Or trying to run for vice president. Run for president. With a 1% she got in the primary, in which she never made it to the calendar year of the election year. Oh boy, you can't make this crap up. So you have that rumor there with her and her father. Again, I'm still looking for confirmation on that one. Haven't found it yet, but wouldn't surprise me. And of course, they're trying to attack him with J.D. Vance said about single Catwoman. And of course, you had the one nut job on MSNBC says what J.D. Vance really wants is more white babies. Now, this jackass had done any research, and because their own biases shoot themselves in the foot with, they would know that, ironically, J.D. Vance's wife is Indian. They had a joint Hindu-Christian wedding. So, how can you call him racist? His kids are biracial, because he actually has kids. In fact, they're as biracial as Kamala Harris is. She's Indian and Jamaican, and his kids are white and Indian. So, very hard to call him a racist when he's married to an Indian woman. His very, very vice presidential opponent currently. Now, that may change. We'll know more in 19 days when they do the roll call at the DNCL convention. But we also know in a few days, by August 6th, I think, Monday, she's got to announce who her VP is going to be, because on ballots in some states within the country, the due date is August 7th. So, expect to see something. Let's see. I think the 6th is Monday, am I right? Today's the 1st. All right, that's Tuesday. Well, expect something between Monday and Wednesday of next week on who our VP is going to be. And like I said, Roy Cooper's dropping out because, one, he's in a very purple state, and she's too radical for North Carolina. Plus, he's up for re-election against Mark Robinson. And he knows if she runs against as a VP, he's not going to be governor either. As it is, Mark Robinson's probably going to win that state. And then, of course, who's the other one? Gretchen Whitmer. With her attack, with Harris's attack on the oil industry, and her being from Detroit and Michigan, there's no way Gretchen Whitmer didn't want to be part of that either. Now, they keep telling us Josh Shapiro, but Josh Shapiro is Jewish. That would piss off the River to Sea crowd. We're hearing also Mark Kelly's name more and more, but being that she was the border czar, he's in a border state, that would be a disaster for her. So either way, as I've been saying, I think she's going to be replaced as a nominee. They're just looking for a reason to do it. Expect a false flag to blame Biden, use the 25th on him, and then they're going to use that to say, well, you should know Biden was a messed up person, you didn't tell us. So I think eventually they will knock her out too. But the ridiculous thing about the whole cat lady thing is, what do the Democrats support? They support women having abortions. They also support women being single mothers or single people. What do single mothers and people usually do? A lot of them do. They die alone with a bunch of cats, or a cat or two, or a lapdog. So the very stereotype they want to get on J.D. Vance for is the very, very thing the Democrats have created. And people say, well, he just lost a black vote yesterday. Nothing changed yesterday. It was a setup yesterday, and a setup that has backfired. Like everything else they have done is going to backfire. Comments down below. What's your opinion? Like to know. Like and subscribe. Keep the country in prayer. Keep Donald Trump and J.D. Vance in prayer and their families. They're going to need it. There's going to be another attempt on them. I'm telling you right now. You know what? You might also you pray for Joe Biden also, because don't be surprised they try to kill him off too. To say it was Trump Republicans that did it to start a civil war. They want a civil war, people. Conservatives, patriots, don't give in to it. Do not give them what they want. We'll talk to you later.